Yo,
You're
I'm surprised nobody sampled the Discord loop for the video call.
that will be hard. That will
Like
be
slow
hard. I
down a
ain't gonna
little
lie.
bit.
That will be hard.
It would be crazy.
But you doing good,
How
bro?
you feeling? Everything's good, man. Just got back inside.
I feel you. I feel you.
Just got my case of water. So, dig what I'm saying. About to vibe out with the little broski dig.
Of course.
I'm excited, man.
We got to stay hydrated over here. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, cheers.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That was very healthy. I enjoyed that.
As it should be. People don't be drinking water nowadays.
Soda. That's it.
That's it. Juice and soda. Literally. Niggas don't know what water is. Either juice, soda, or liquor. So.
Hey, that is funny. Just thicker. Look, just
Yeah.
thicker. All combined together, dog.
Exactly.
Crazy. Man, how you feeling though, bro?
Hey, I feel good. You know what I'm saying? It's the project itself has been very positive feedback. Very, very positive feedback. Thankfully, Um, besides everyone message, I mean, everyone's messaged me every once in a while. I'll just be like, Jonathan, I needed this. They'll be like a specific track. They'll be like, this was the one that just like got me through the day, or you know what I'm saying.
Wow.
So I was happy that it did that because that's what the project did for me. So
Yeah.
I was listening to it before it came out, and I was just like, yeah, no, I needed this. I needed this. So
Yeah. You deserve it, man. For real, you deserve it, bro.
I appreciate
Like,
that.
congratulations, man. Nah, congrats, bro. You
Thank
put
you.
out an amazing project, bro. Come on, we got to celebrate that. We
Hey,
got to. Especially when you know you put your soul into that shit, man.
yeah,
So
definitely.
congratulations.
That was
For real.
two years straight of me just being like, okay, let me work on this. Let me like do this.
Yeah.
So
All right, so look, we about to go. We about to do our own unplugged type shit. I'm about to interview you. All
okay,
right, for me, myself, and I. So this is for you. I want. You know what I'm saying? This
bet,
is gonna be just a way to where the audience and the people can get to know different layers of
bet
you.
that.
You feel me? Helps out. Why? You dig?
Mhm.
So first question is, ah, because I'm coming to you as a fan. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, I don't even know where to begin. Because first and foremost, an amazing piece. I guess my first question for you is, when would you say like the seed was planted for this project? It doesn't have to be one particular moment, but just series of events, whenever.
um, I know I made a video a while ago about it, but 100% when Kenny Beats had dropped his project Louis, that
Yeah.
planted the seed for sure to be like, okay, I want to make a project with meaning. I want to have a message.
Yeah.
I want to say something in my music besides just being like, hey, here's some beats. Because that was his. His was most definitely like a, um, yeah. But his was most definitely a like, hey, music is important to me because of the relationship I have with my dad. So I was like, okay, I want to do something similar to that. Not the exact same thing, obviously. So like, I was like, what would be special to me? I guess what would be a message that I would want to give to the world and stuff. So yeah, that kind of was the beginning bubblings of it and stuff like that.
So do you feel like the original message prior to the creation was the same as the way you deliver it, or was it different?
No, honestly, it stayed consistently the same. It was
Wow.
very
How
consistent.
so, if you don't mind sharing your process?
Well, cause okay, I had made Forgotten. Forgotten was the first song on the project. I believe I made Forgotten before, you know, Louis had came out.
Yeah.
So after that, I was like, okay, I want to make this project. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I had the idea for it to basically be a mental health thing. Um,
Yeah.
the message just stayed the same though. it was one of those things where like everything just lined up perfectly for it to
Right.
be, you know, not the perfect album, but for it to be like this mental health piece, you know, like I made that, I made Tired, I made, well, not Tired first, but like, you know what I'm saying, like I made Forgotten, then Headspace came, and then, you know, this came, and that came, and I was like, oh yeah, no, like all the pieces were just falling into place, luckily, because 9 times out of 10 it does not happen like that. So I was just like, okay, like, yeah. So obviously it was most definitely meant for it to be like this. You know, in my head, that's how I feel. It was meant to be like that. The message stayed consistent the entire time, even down to me like when I was taking the pictures of myself for the project, for the like album cover and stuff. When I was like coming up with themes and all that stuff, everything it was one. It because I think what I ended up doing in the beginning was I wrote everything down. So I feel like me writing it down and me being like, okay, this is the game plan. I'm sticking to this. That made me stay on this one path because I'd be real quick to be like make a little left or make a little left, make a little right. You know what I'm saying? Like every once in a while, just do something different. So yeah.
That's pretty tight. Damn. Okay. So my next question for you is, um, it's like a two-piece combo, so just like two in one, right?
Yeah.
So what is this? What is like which one is everyone gravitating toward,
Mm-hmm.
and then which one means the most to you on the project?
Okay. So from what I can tell, everyone is kind of gravitating towards Clean Slate, which I kind of expected. Because a lot of my projects, a lot of people normally gravitate towards the more traditional lo-fi songs. So that is kind of the closest thing to that on this project. The songs that mean the most to me, though, is two of them. So Headspace is one for sure.
Okay.
And then Tired is the other. Headspace just because that one, again, is just the meaning behind it being like, hey, I have a lot of stuff in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm like constantly overthinking. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But again, the idea of hey, there's a lot going on in my mind, but this beat is very spacious and very airy. Like there's a lot. It's a couple of elements in it, but it still feels like a lot is going on. You know?
Yeah.
And then Tired, I most definitely, like I said, I heard the sample for Tired and I just listened to it on loop over and over again, and I was like, yeah, no, this for sure is the one. This for sure is the one.
Yeah.
Then I'll throw another one in there, too, being a song that is going to be coming out on the deluxe, which is the very last track called Better Days. That one I made after a just really long, exhausting, tired day, and I just came home. I was like, let me just try and make a beat because that'll just make me feel better. So I made that. And it was the very first one I made. Literally the very first beat I made, and I was like, oh no, this is something. This is for sure something. So, yeah. To give you three of them, you know.
3 feet.
That's what I'm saying. So.
I love it. Man, so, okay. My question for you is, I think how you said people gravitate towards the lo-fi, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like in that sense of that pattern of people gravitating towards the lo-fi sound when you create it, is that one of the reasons why you like to go left or you like to go right sometimes so that you don't feel like you're boxed in a sense?
I think so. I think like subconsciously that's exactly what I'm doing. Because like my very first projects were all lo-fi projects. And I remember, at least for, I believe, In My Element was the one where I was like, okay, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And people still gravitated toward the lo-fi ones, but like, I think that is kind of the thing where I'm like, I don't want to be stuck in this box. I've always struggled with that, being like, for a long time I'll make a bunch of R&B beats, and I'm like, dang it, I'm not just an R&B producer, so I need to make something different. Or I'll make a bunch of trap beats, and I'll be like, I'm not just a trap producer, so let me make some boom bap stuff. So like, I do that all the time, because I want to keep everything, first off, I want to keep my brain fresh, you know what I'm saying? Can't just keep doing the same stuff over and over again. It gets boring after a while for me.
Right.
I'll be like, yeah, nah, I gotta switch it up. I gotta do something. So, yeah.
Do you feel like is that only portrayed within your artistry or in your life as well?
Hmm. I think it's mainly portrayed in my artistry because day to day life, I kind of do the same thing over and over again, but more or less in like just the routine, get up, go to work, come home, get up, go to work, come home, get up, go to work, come home. And you have the little things in the middle, like obviously I make beats, I play video games, started reading this year, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you have the things that you do in the middle, but like you're still doing the constant same thing. But I will say is that I always, after a while of doing the same thing, I do get to a point where I'm like, I need to do something different. I need to switch it up. I need to like, I don't know. I need to go out of town. I need to have like a day just where I can do something different. Because I think it does kind of stem from not wanting to stay stagnant, not wanting to stay complacent in just like the same routine. Because you get tired of doing it after a while. At least me personally. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask you this, just as a producer, man, how do you stay inspired? Because realistically speaking, that's a lot of our everyday lives, period. Because we have to provide, especially in America as a whole, in this capitalistic society. But that's a whole other conversation, right? So how do you stay inspired for yourself in that mundane routine? You know what I'm saying, that we all have. Like, what keeps you inspired?
Um, and it's kind of the cliche answer to just say music, but like hearing, I'm gonna start on one and I'm gonna come to this other part. But I have a list currently of just the artists that everyone always talks about. Like, and that doesn't include, that's not just specifically hip hop. So I have a bunch of artists. It could go from me listening to all of Wu-Tang Clan to me now listening to AC/DC, or me listening to Busta Rhymes and then listening to like Bob Marley or something like that, or like going from Elvis Presley to Future. So like, yeah, but it's more or less the yearning of me being like, okay, I want to hear what everyone is talking about with these artists. I want to hear why Elvis is, the best at what he does. I want to hear why people love Method Man. I want to hear why people like, Rage Against the Machine. So it's like the yearn for me to be like, I just want to listen to new stuff. I want to like experience new stuff. That's one. The second thing is really the community. Like, and that's not even to just say it on some like, oh, like he's just saying it. Like, no. I have so many, and I say this all the time, is that I have the most talented friends in the world. And every time you come out with a song, or every time my homie Hidden comes out with a song, or anytime LD comes out with a beat tape, my homie Nas, like anybody like in my circle, when they come out with a beat, I'm just like, I gotta up my game. I gotta do it because everyone is just so good. Like, and I'm not even trying to be nice. If the shit was ass, like I wouldn't be saying this right now. Like I wouldn't. But like, bro, everybody is so good. Like all my homies are just so fire. So it's like seeing all of them make this great music, seeing you create these great projects, seeing like everybody do these things, it motivates me to be like, okay, I can do this too. Like I still got it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can't nobody take that from you.
Literally, no.
That's the best part about it. When you find it within you,
yeah, nah.
bruh,
That's it.
Can't nobody stop.
Once you realize you the shit, can't nobody do nothing about that. Literally. So
that's it. Game of life on how to play it.
literally.
Shout out to Florence Scovel. He has a book called The Game of Life on How to Play it. It's a great book.
Okay, great. I'm gonna have to add that to the list. I'm reading a lot now. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, slowly.
That's
slowly. Okay, so my next question, man. Well, I like this. Right. My next question for you is, Ooh, I like where we was going with it. I like where we was going with that. I might tap in a little bit on that. Okay. So my next question for you is being inspired, right? Constantly yearning,
Mm-hmm.
studying. How do you maintain your own identity?
That's the problem, you know? I'm still trying to find that balance. Because
Mm,
I do find myself, at least in regards to creativity, getting burnt out. You know, I'll have
mm,
weeks where I just don't make beats, where I'm like, I'm just not feeling it, you know?
yeah.
And I want to. It's not like I don't want to, not make music and stuff, but it's hard to try and find that balance of me being like constantly listening to music, constantly doing this, constantly doing that,
Yeah.
and then like, where do I stop? You know? And yeah, because I have my video games. That's kind of my comfort and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's hard to say that video games are my comfort when I like. I'm not saying I take it seriously, but like
Mm-hmm.
if I play a game, I'm putting my work in. I'm gonna 100%. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? It's fun, but I do kind of put it in me that I'm like, no, I gotta do this. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something I'm still working on for sure. That balance. That balance is important though.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, bro, we're all working on that balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's so easy for us to feel like we're alone because we're only inside of our head. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? As we're processing everything around us. You feel me? So it's like it's so crazy because we really forget that we're all trying to figure this
Yeah. It's hard to
thing out.
forget.
You
It's
know what I
hard to
mean?
remember that. It's really hard to. Because you're just so.
Yeah,
It's one of the things where you're so, like, in your own head that you kind of forget, oh,
yeah,
other people are probably going through this exact same thing, you know?
yeah.
So.
Would you consider yourself a perfectionist?
Mm, I don't know. Because I know how to embrace flaws. Like, I'm not a perfect
Okay.
person, for sure. I'm not a perfect person. I know that when I make stuff, it's not going to be perfect. Because I know I have it in my head, at least creative wise, that if I make something, it's never going to be perfect. So I have to get
Right.
it to a point that I just enjoy it, that I love it, regardless of its flaws, regardless of its bruises and scars. I have to love it. But in day to day life, I don't know if I would say I'm a perfectionist. I don't believe I don't believe I am. You know, I'm not always constantly being like I have to do it the right way. You know, yeah, I wouldn't say I'm.
What do you feel like? What do you feel like it is as far as like, because we all have that resistance. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That we're currently working on. You feel me? So if we know, like, okay, boom, not a perfectionist because you know how to embrace the flaws.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of things actually working out the way they're supposed to?
Mm, I think a
Because some
tiny
of us
bit.
are afraid of success. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's scary too.
I think I used to be. For sure, I used to be.
Okay.
Before I did music, 100%, I would say that. It took it took a lot for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna have to jump off this ledge. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna have to do it. You know.
Yeah.
So and I think I have a couple of friends who are kind of in that same boat where it's like you have good stuff and you have this and you have that, but you're kind of scared to make that first step because you don't know what's on the other side.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even say it's the fear of success. I think it's more or less, and I think this may be it. More or less the fear of the unknown. You know, the fear of not knowing what's going to happen next. And I will say, at least now, I'm somewhat embracing that too, a little bit more, just because of the position I'm in currently. I haven't talked about it like publicly, but I do a little bit of work for a nonprofit over in LA, like music work and stuff. But like that's not obvious. That's obviously not the route that I thought I would be going. You know,
Mm,
that's not at all what I thought I would be doing. At this point in my career, but it ended up happening, and it's becoming a good
right.
thing, and like it's slowly becoming more and more realer. So it's like I kind of being not forced, but like I kind of have to be like, yeah, no, like I gotta do this because I know it's good for me.
There
I
you go.
know it's good, despite the fact that I don't know what's gonna happen. I kind of have to take that jump.
Yes. So let me ask this: we're taking that jump, coming back to the project, right? Do you feel like that's why you called it me, myself, and I? Because it's that realization that it's up to us. We can't be codependent on anybody else. We can't expect this and that. Even the Most High, whoever we all believe or any of us believe in, you know what I'm saying? There's still like free will or
Yeah.
meeting halfway,
Yeah.
right? Is that any correlation? Is there?
A little bit, for sure. Us talking about it most definitely is making me realize, like, yeah, it probably is. Because I called it me, myself, and I. Obviously, there's the skit in the middle of the project of me basically being like, hey, you kind of got to be a little more self-serving, basically, to sum it up in short. You got to be a little more self-serving. You got to stop, as I verbatim said, stop watering everybody else's gardens. You need to start tending to your own. So I think it may be a little bit of that, though. A little bit of the me, myself, and I thing, yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's because, listen, it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts. Nobody talks about how much you have to mourn in this process.
Yeah. Because
it's like, go ahead.
I was about to say, because it's one of the things where you don't want to have to not be there for people and not do these things. But it kind of gets to a point where you kind of have to stop doing that and you really have to do what's best for you,
And how you feeling now that you chose you?
Hey. It's great. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like it's great to know in certain aspects that I have started to choose myself. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't somewhat teetered back into, serving others more than I'm serving myself, So, like, that's the real balance that I, like, deal with. Like, on a day-to-day is me being like, okay, what am I doing for others versus what am I doing for myself? Because it does get tiring to have to continuously, help others, continuously do this for other people, and then you never really feel like you get that back.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
What are you serving?
Hey, I mean, I'm just all around nice guy, you know what I'm saying? Help, advice. Just I'm always helping everybody out. I'm always checking on everybody. Always doing this, always doing that. And not saying that I don't have people that do check on me, and I don't have people that do give me advice. Because, like, I have those people now, for sure. But there was a moment where I was like, dang, like, starting to realize that not that many people, like, it doesn't feel like people really give a fuck about me, Like, kind of starting to feel like that a little bit. So, that's when the whole self-serving thing started coming into play. Where I was like, okay, I'm going to, like, start doing stuff for me. If I see that phone ringing, I'm not going to answer it because I already know what's about to happen, So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's definitely even now where I'm at, I'm still learning myself. It's one of those things where you kind of realize like no one ever really figures it out.
Yeah, at all.
Never. And I think when people get to that, that's where the freedom begins. Because now, instead of like selfishly like, oh, I don't give a fuck about other people, I'm just focused on me. It's more so like, damn, all I can control is me. Like, you're going to do what you do, I'm going to do what I do, they're going to do what they do, woo, 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 right? Yeah. But there's a level of acceptance because why? We accept ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
It's not necessarily fuck you. It's more or less I love me.
Right. I love you, but I love me more.
Yeah, I love you, but I love me more. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's okay. People like it's sad how like society programs people with so much guilt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they make this like as guilt as if it's this big villain that just sucks you up and to where you can't even progress or do shit. When in actuality, when you face the guilt, you realize it's ego.
Literally, that's it. Yeah, it's just your ego. Because for some people, I do think that it's the kind of Superman complex where they're like, oh yeah, like I've helped all these people, I've done this, like I'm such a good person because I helped this person do this and I helped this person do that. And I will say, I don't think I have that. At least I hope not. Someone can check me on that shit if they need to. But I don't believe I have that whole Superman complex. The whole I would like to not think that I'm not stroking my own ego by helping others because I've never at least bragged about it. I've never been the person to be like, oh yeah, I'm good at advice. It just kind of happens that I'm good at advice, you know?
Heroes and villains are both egotistical, bro. It's just a matter of how to use it.
That's the bar. That's the bar.
That's what I've learned, bro.
That's the
Like,
bar.
you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, ego is still going to be used. If you try and suppress and kill that shit, that's going to fuck you up. It's going to be like, oh, motherfucker, you got it in a cage and you just try to hide it and keep it in the cage. Motherfucker, get paper.
Yeah.
When the first motherfucker come up out that basement, now you like,
Yeah,
don't know what the fuck
exactly.
to do. You know?
Yeah.
So we got to use it. Like, we still have to use it. And like you said, guess what? Let's wake it up real quick. On the day to day basis, when we have the mundane routine to do what it is we got to do, because we got responsibilities. Doesn't matter what it is, but everybody has their own responsibilities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you need a little bit of ego in order to put that same energy into your outlet.
Just a little.
Like you got yourself, you that motherfucker, whatever you were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because nobody else don't give a fuck.
Shoot, low key.
So that's a great thing.
Low key back to what we were talking about with the whole music thing, where it's like I gotta know I'm that nigga for me to be able to do this type of things.
Facts. Me, myself, and I.
Me, myself, and I. See?
Yeah, man. It was a great moment of reflection.
Mm-hmm.
We all need that sometimes. And I think as creatives, we're shifting now. We're definitely shifting now. You dig what I'm saying? And I've even learned like I could be the artist where it's like I'm talking to people and I'm just saying we gotta work well with we gotta lock in with producers, we gotta build relationships that are that or I could just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what I love about me, myself, and I is just in the conversation that we were talking about, right? You said it was just a moment. Well, based upon our conversation prior to us even doing this, right? I remember you saying, like, I kind of wanted to feel like you were with me with my thoughts,
Yeah.
right? Even like the interludes and just everything in between where it flowed through, right? Even the parts where it's just like you snap back, you know what I mean? And what I wanted to ask was, in your moment of reflection, since you created that experience for others, right? What was the biggest lesson you took from that, from your experience?
I do think that just in the creation of this project, in the promotion of it, and me doing all this stuff for it, the biggest thing, which I said in the project, was that I really do need to start watering my own garden, and that I kind of need to start being there for myself more. Because again, I do pour myself out for a lot of people. At least I feel like I do. And I'm gonna get thirsty eventually. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get there. So like I can't just keep pouring what I got in my cup and everybody else's, and then expect, you know, me to have enough for myself too. You know, shit. It's the thing that they say on the airplanes where it's like, hey, make sure you good before everybody else is good. So. Yeah, that for sure.
Valuable lesson. Wow. My brother, I think we good to go, man.
Hey.
I think we equipped like that. That was amazing. That was like you got the flow quick. It won't even on no. All right, are you ready? This is like.
Hey, I know. I feel like I know. I feel like it goes back to the whole thing we said earlier, where it's like I know exactly what I'm trying to portray for the most part. At least with this one. This one for sure was a like bullseye to me. It was like this is the way I'm supposed to go, or that I want to go. You know, I want to give you this message. Like I said, I want people to understand how I feel sometimes. You know, so yeah.
Just for the clip's purposes, let them know where they can reach you, tap in with you, all that good stuff. So even though you already gonna be sharing on your own,
yeah, it's gonna be on platform. My shit, but still, I'm gonna still post it. I'm gonna still, you know, but yeah, you know, pme.jib on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. Same thing, just without the dot. TikTok, if it's still here, we don't know. I'm on Blue Skies. If you want that, PME JIB. Trying to think. PME on all the streaming services. Go stream me, myself, and I. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. The deluxe is coming soon, so don't forget that. Hopefully, I announced it by now. I don't know. We gonna see. But yeah, we gonna see. So yeah.